Let's get to the three AI generators, Starry, Dolly Mini, and the really awesome Midjourney. Today I want to talk about AI art. What is AI art? Will it take over all the art jobs? How do you use it? I'll give my opinions from a little experience playing around with three of the AI apps. Google defines AI art as follows. There are many mechanisms for creating AI art, including procedural, rule-based generation of images using mathematical patterns, algorithms which simulate brushstrokes and other painted effects, and artificial intelligence or deep learning algorithms. Let's get to the three AI generators, Starry, Dolly Mini, and the really awesome Midjourney. So right here we're in the mobile app Starry. Is it Starry or Starryai? So here I entered the prompt, a face shatters like glass, and you can choose to add in an initial image. I didn't. I just entered that prompt and then I got that image that you saw on the bottom. Now I'm going to enter a image with that prompt, so an image plus that prompt on the top, and I'm going to create a new artwork. We're going to wait a little bit in the queue, and then once it's ready I'm going to get a notification, and there's our image right there. Now you can also choose to upscale that image so it's a higher res image, and you can also choose to evolve that image, probably adding different prompts or another photo on top of that. This next AI generator is called Dolly Mini. It's kind of like the scaled down version of the Dall-e 2. I tried to get into the Dall-e 2 app or waiting list. I just couldn't get that in time before making this video, so I decided to just try the Dolly Mini, and I entered a man standing on a cliff looking over horizon, and that's what I got. These are the images I got. Pretty cool, you know what I mean? Like, that's, if you think of a man standing over horizon, that's what the brain tells you. That's what it thinks about. So we're going to try another one in Dolly Mini, and I entered a dark sci-fi hallway. Now this one surprised me because of how well it did these images. Look at that. That is exactly what you think about when you think about a dark sci-fi hallway. Now I had several instances of that, and then I did another one, a door slightly ajar, I think with like light spilling in. Yeah, spills light. And you got to kind of be careful how you enter in these prompts. It's not going to give you the right results when you enter in something that just doesn't sound right. So yeah, look at that. That's amazing. That is, some of them aren't perfect, but I mean, if you're only going to be using this as reference or just like a starting off paint, a jumping off point to boost off of, to kind of springboard you off into different concepts and iterations, that's all you would need. You know what I mean? Okay, that's a start. You know what I mean? Okay, now I know where I'm going to take my direction for my illustration or my concept, whatever like that. Those are beautiful. Now, as I was saying earlier with the Dall-e 2, I couldn't get on that, but I did get on the Midjourney. There's a few ways you can get on Midjourney. Just look it up, Google Midjourney, and it'll take you to a page explaining 3 or 4 different ways you can get on Midjourney. So I finally got on, and you just have to punch into a Discord. You have to actually get on Discord, and you just put in a prompt. Astronaut with skull face, floating. I think I ended up with floating in space high above Earth. So I'm going to put this prompt in, and then we're going to just watch a little bit of it in real time, and the AI just making several versions and iterations of it, and just trying to figure out where it's going to take it. You see, it's at 26%. Now it's at 35%. And I sped this up quite a bit. But look at how they change. Just little small iterations over time. And I think I kept the same prompt. The astronaut with skull face floating above or high above Earth and whatnot. And look at these other little iterations with all these different prompts. Really, really cool. So this is the final version of my first prompt. Now you see right there the U1, U2, V1, V2. The U1 and U2, all those U's, that is you can up-res it, right? Or the V1 and V2s, those are like variations or versions, kind of making a different iteration. So that's a different iteration that just popped up right now. Now this is like a third or fourth iteration that I got up on the screen right now, and I love the one on the very bottom right. That was beautiful. That's something you can take further and change it up and make your own and add things or take away things. Bottom line, the jury is still out, from professional artists to amateur artists, and everyone in between of what AI art generation is going to mean for the art industry. I wouldn't really worry. There's a lot more positive thoughts on it than negative. At the end of the day, at this moment, at the very least, it cannot fine tune it as fine as a human can. As a human can generate images, or as a human makes several iterations, it cannot make very accurate iterations based on the word prompt. Now, mind you, they are very, very good, but they're not as tight as a human's. Again, the compositions are impressive, the color palettes are impressive. I think it's really great to use as reference, as we talked about. I'm really excited about what this brings to the table, but I do think that it is going to make a lot of artists lazy, and I do think there's just going to be some artists that just aren't going to put the work in after this AI and finding out about it. Don't be one of those artists. Still learn your fundamentals. I just think it's so critical, because you are going to lose out to someone who knows the fundamentals and also can use their fundamentals on top of this AI generation and iteration. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to be a person that cannot use the fundamentals on top of that generation. So everyone's going to find you out to be a fake. So don't be that artist. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more.